Morning, everybody. Welcome to the Inside Edge. It's Monday, October 6th, and this is a very New Jersey story. A Superior Court judge ruled last Friday that the Gloucester County clerk designed an illegal ballot, but he's not going to do anything about it because reprinting the ballots now would just confuse the voters. Here's what happened. County Clerk Jim Hogan, a Democrat, designed an office block ballot for the general election. It's a ballot that could swing races for state assembly in the third district, maybe help decide which party controls the Gloucester County government. The new ballot, which the judge says violated state law, limits the effect of the Republican gubernatorial candidate, Jack Ciattarelli, on down ballot races. The problem was that thousands of vote by mail ballots had already been cast, and more were sitting on kitchen counters. Republicans were willing to let the VBM slide and just fix the early voting and election day machine ballots. Democrats went all in. They won. And to make this work, the judge had to pretend that coattails weren't real. But coattails are real. We all know that. And and I say if because I can't prove this, if this was some sort of a secret conspiracy, then props to the Democrats because this is smart politics that they've been able to pull off. 4 years ago, Ciattarelli undeniably had coattails in Gloucester County. He won there by 10 points. Republicans picked up a sheriff, 2 county commissioners, a state senator, and 2 assembly seats. And I want to make this clear. On election matters, Benjamin Telsey is a decent judge. Jersey's got its share of lousy election law judges. Telsey's not one of them. He was transparent. He laid out his concerns at the start of the hearing after reading the briefs and before oral arguments. So Telsey made a call. He did his best. This wasn't a slam dunk. The taxpayers are the ones who lose here. They have to pay Republicans $26,000 to reimburse them for printed materials, maybe even more for legal fees. Someday someone will have to explain to me how a judge in Bergen County in 2018 required new ballots be printed in mail after votes had already been cast for a mayor who died, and how that didn't matter in Gloucester. But I've grown to accept that in Jersey, if you've seen one judge, you've seen one judge. And I'm not a lawyer, and maybe I'll come to understand someday why no one put Jim Hogan under oath to learn how this 84-year-old county clerk suddenly decided to revolutionize ballot design in New Jersey after nearly 30 years in office. We'll never know. And next year they can go back to columns because the stakes won't be as high. Assemblyman Brian Bergen told me Friday that he'll introduce articles of impeachment against Hogan. That's symbolic. It won't go anywhere. The assembly won't consider it. It'll never reach the Senate for a trial. But good for Bergen for speaking up and making a dramatic point. That's it for today, everybody. Thanks for listening. I'll be back.